I think what makes the MFA program at Naropa so special is a combination of things. First of all, the contemplative education approach. That has been so valuable to me, learning to think about my process and my work as a human being and as a writer and as a thinker and as a teacher has yielded such better work from me academically and creatively. We really value a balance of trying to grow as writers and trying to grow as teachers. And I have taken both of those paths very seriously.
Support is the first word that comes to mind in terms of the community here at Naropa. The faculty really take it upon themselves to foster a relationship with your individual writing and not look at it in the context of anyone else. It is their relationship with you and your writing.
It's a school of writing, working writers working with working writers. And so I haven't always felt a division between myself and the instructor per se. There's just a lot of freedom to explore as individuals. I feel like I see most of my peers doing very unique and original work.
I first heard about JKS when I was working at Small Press Distribution. I was surrounded by a lot of really amazing poetry and experimental prose that I had never heard of before, and the name Naropa just kept on coming up over and over again. And the more I thought about going to school, the more I realized that I really needed to be in a place where experimentalism was a top priority.
From what my students tell me, they come because they know it's a place where they can experiment with form and language. So we have a lot of discourse and vocabulary related to the borderland spaces of genre. So it's a place where a student can ask a question like, what is a sentence for? But also have an excellent grounding in a variety of approaches.
Contemplative practices that our professors bring into the classroom have an effect on what we're talking about, the topics that we're dealing with. You're getting out of your body. You're shifting your perception of how you normally view sitting in a classroom, and all of a sudden you can really have that that lightning bolt insight that comes out just because for 10 minutes you're being told to write and not stop and not even think about what you're writing. And then all of a sudden you look down and you're like, oh my God, I can have a project out of this, this can really go somewhere amazing.
Classroom is a kind of laboratory. What happens when you break a line? What does it mean to cross the space between one paragraph and another?
One of the things that I've kind of finessed since I've been here is the power and beauty of the constraint, and how unlimiting it is to work with constraints.
I also really started to work with page and textuality. I had a whole section in my manuscript that was based on scars and figuring out how I can make scar tissue grow over the words and between the words and on the page through materials as well as through the content.
One of the main reasons I wanted to come here was to allow myself to take risks. I think that that's one of the only ways that you can really expand, really move in a direction with writing, really put yourself on the line. And I feel like the program here, the faculty and staff, really help you do that.
Most of my work at the Writing Center involved conducting one-on-one writing consulting sessions with both undergraduate as well as graduate students and sometimes alumni, staff, and faculty. All my life I've been a lover of language and a lover of reading and a lover of writing, and working with students in that capacity gave me the opportunity to try and engender that passion in them as well. I took Writing 700, which is the writing pedagogy class from Michelle Naka-Pierce. That class gave me a really great pedagogical foundation for my work in the Writing Center, and I got all this exposure to some really interesting ways to approach writing collaboratively, contemplatively, using expressivism, And I was able to adopt some of those methods into my own tutoring style and then into my own teaching style as well. Project Outreach is a class taught by Jack Kerouac, who's a wonderful poet in the Boulder community. And it provides students with an opportunity to go out into the community to teach a writing workshop of their choice to a group of people of their choice. And so what's great about it is you can really find your own individual passion and follow it, and use writing to reach people outside of the classroom.
The summer writing program is a monster in the best possible way.
It provides you the opportunity to be thrown into this whirlwind of amazing thinkers and writers, and to be so prolific and focused in such a short period of time in a way that's not really possible at a more traditional program. There's just this aura of excitement around possibility, the possibilities of being a writer, of what you can do for the world, of what other people are doing for the world.
There's a lot more exposure to the possibilities of the world of publishing.
I think the summer writing program does so much to foster the sense of community outside of Naropa, Boulder, Colorado, but to create this sense of national community and international community.